Manifestation versus delusion, what the reticular activating system actually does. What if the biggest misunderstanding about manifestation isn't whether it works, but how it works? Some people believe you simply think positive thoughts and life magically changes. Others dismiss manifestation as wishful thinking or even delusion. Yet neuroscience reveals something much more fascinating. Hidden deep inside your brain is a tiny system constantly deciding what enters your awareness. Understanding it could completely change how you see reality, focus, and the future you are creating. At first glance, both people seem to believe in the same dream, but their lives move in completely different directions. One uses belief as fuel for meaningful action. The other mistakes imagination for progress. This difference separates healthy manifestation from self-deception. Your brain was never designed to replace reality with fantasy. Instead, it was designed to help you notice opportunities hidden inside reality itself. This tiny network is called the Reticular Activating System, often shortened to the RAS. Although small, it performs one of the most important jobs in your entire nervous system. Every second, millions of pieces of information compete for your attention. Your brain simply cannot process them all. The RAS acts like an intelligent filter, deciding what deserves your awareness based largely on what you repeatedly believe, value, expect, and focus on every single day. Imagine walking through the busiest street in your city. Thousands of sounds, faces, colors, and movements surround you. Yet you notice only a tiny fraction. Your brain quietly removes everything it considers unimportant. Without this filter, your mind would become overwhelmed within seconds. The RAS protects your attention by constantly asking one question: what matters most to this person right now? Have you ever bought a new car, then suddenly noticed that same model everywhere? Those cars didn't magically appear overnight, they were always there. Your attention simply changed. This is one of the easiest ways to experience your reticular activating system in action. Once something becomes personally meaningful, your brain begins highlighting it across your environment almost automatically. This is where manifestation begins to make psychological sense. When you repeatedly focus on a clear goal, your RAS starts searching for information related to that goal. You notice conversations, books, opportunities, skills, and connections that previously escaped your awareness. To some, it feels like the universe is responding. From neuroscience, your brain has simply become better at recognizing possibilities that always existed. Problems begin when people believe attention alone creates reality. Focusing on success cannot replace learning, planning, discipline, or effort. The RAS does not bend physical laws. It does not guarantee wealth, relationships, or perfect health. What it does is increase your chances of noticing pathways that may lead toward your goals. Attention opens doors, but your choices determine whether you actually walk through them. Beliefs quietly shape perception. If you constantly tell yourself that opportunities never come your way, your RAS begins searching for evidence supporting that belief. Ironically, you may overlook countless chances because they don't fit your expectations. On the other hand, believing growth is possible makes your brain more likely to recognize resources, mentors, and solutions that were previously invisible. Psychologists call this confirmation bias. We naturally search for information supporting what we already believe. The reticular activating system strengthens this process by filtering attention accordingly. This doesn't mean your beliefs become objectively true. It means your awareness becomes selectively tuned, making certain experiences feel more frequent than they really are. Delusion begins when belief disconnects from evidence. Instead of adapting to reality, reality is forced to fit the belief. Constructive manifestation welcomes feedback and adjusts accordingly. Delusion rejects information that challenges the fantasy. One builds resilience, the other builds disappointment. Your brain works best when imagination inspires action rather than replacing it. Human brains evolved to recognize patterns. This ability helped our ancestors survive, but sometimes we discover patterns where none actually exist. Random coincidences can suddenly feel deeply meaningful. The RAS makes these moments stand out because they match our current focus, giving ordinary events extraordinary emotional significance. Emotion tells the brain what deserves attention. Experiences linked with strong feelings become easier to remember and easier to notice again. This explains why emotionally charged goals often stay present in your awareness. It's not magic, it's biology. Emotion acts like a highlighter, telling the reticular activating system that this information deserves priority. Think of your goals as entering a destination into your mental navigation system. The GPS doesn't drive the car for you. It simply helps you recognize roads leading in the desired direction. Likewise, your RAS cannot create success by itself. It helps direct your attention toward useful information while you continue making the journey. When fear becomes your dominant focus, your brain starts scanning for threats. You notice rejection more quickly than encouragement. Problems become easier to see than possibilities. This doesn't mean danger isn't real. It simply means your filter becomes heavily weighted towards survival instead of growth, affecting both your mood and your decisions. Healthy optimism is not pretending obstacles don't exist. It means believing they can be navigated. This mindset encourages persistence, creativity, and learning. Over time, your reticular activating system continues highlighting information that supports improvement, making progress feel more achievable because you keep noticing practical ways forward. Real transformation rarely arrives overnight. Small actions repeated consistently reshape habits, confidence, and attention. Every completed step reinforces the belief that progress is possible. Your brain begins expecting growth because it has evidence supporting that expectation. The most powerful beliefs are often about identity. Instead of saying, "I want success," you begin thinking, "I am someone who learns, adapts, and keeps going." Your RAS responds strongly to identity because identity influences daily behavior far more consistently than temporary motivation. Science and spirituality often use different languages to describe similar experiences. One speaks of attention, perception, and neural networks. The other speaks of energy, intention, and alignment. While interpretations differ, both recognize an undeniable truth. Where attention consistently goes, behavior often follows. And behavior is what gradually changes lives. The strongest form of manifestation combines clear intention with measurable action. You define your goal, train your attention, build useful habits, and remain open to learning. The reticular activating system supports this process by helping relevant opportunities stand out among the noise of daily life. Reality constantly provides feedback. Ignoring it weakens growth. Listening to it strengthens wisdom. Every setback contains information your brain can use to improve future decisions. Manifestation becomes healthier when reality becomes your teacher instead of your enemy. Many opportunities begin quietly. A casual conversation, a book recommendation, an unexpected introduction. Most people overlook these moments because their attention is elsewhere. When your goals are clear, your reticular activating system increases the chance that you'll recognize these seemingly ordinary moments before they disappear. One focused decision leads to another. Momentum builds gradually. Confidence grows through repeated action rather than repeated wishing. The more evidence you collect through experience, the stronger your belief becomes, creating a positive cycle between mindset and behavior. Be cautious of anyone claiming manifestation guarantees every outcome. Life contains uncertainty, luck, timing, and countless factors beyond personal control. Healthy belief acknowledges these realities while still choosing purposeful action. Balance protects both your optimism and your judgment. You can intentionally train your attention each day. Review your goals, practice gratitude, visualize realistic success, learn new skills, notice progress, however small. These habits gently guide your reticular activating system toward information supporting your long-term direction instead of temporary distractions. The first thing manifestation changes is rarely the outside world. It changes what you notice, then it changes what you choose. Those choices slowly influence your habits. Habits shape your results. The process is gradual, practical, and deeply human. The goal isn't blind positivity. The goal is clear perception. You want to see opportunities without ignoring risks. You want confidence without arrogance. You want hope grounded in wisdom. This balance allows your attention to serve reality rather than escape from it. Perhaps the greatest superpower isn't attracting miracles overnight. It's consistently noticing what helps you grow while letting unnecessary distractions fade into the background. That simple shift, repeated daily, can quietly transform an ordinary life into an extraordinary one over time. Maybe manifestation isn't about controlling the universe. Maybe it's about training your mind to cooperate with reality more effectively. When attention, belief, learning, and action move together, remarkable progress becomes far more likely than either blind optimism or constant doubt. Your brain is always listening to the story you repeat. Every thought, every goal, every expectation quietly teaches your reticular activating system what deserves attention. Choose that story carefully, not because thoughts alone create reality, but because they influence the actions that eventually shape your future. Manifestation is not about denying reality. Delusion is not created by hope, but by refusing evidence. The reticular activating system reminds us that our attention is one of the most valuable resources we possess. Direct it wisely, pair belief with action, remain open to learning, and let reality become your partner instead of your opponent. The future is shaped not only by what you dream, but by what you repeatedly notice, choose, and do every single day.